Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with LaMINE Yamal, as it has been reported that the Barcelona La Masia gem will be a part of the first team after he signs a new contract. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about Vitor Roque as the Barcelona's 45 million euro imminent new signing rejected advances from a Premier League club. It has been revealed. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. LaMINE Yamal is widely regarded as one of the most exciting and brightest young talents coming through the ranks at Barcelona at the moment. At just 15 years of age, the young forward is making quite the waves at youth level football and even made his first team debut for Barcelona towards the end of last season under Xavi Hernandez. With Yamal set to turn 16 years old later this month, he will become eligible to sign his first professional contract, and several clubs across Europe have taken note of the situation in hope of luring him away from Barcelona. But talks over a new contract with the La Liga champions have been progressing well, and according to journalist Santi Ovale, Yamal will become a part of the Barcelona first team setup once he signs his new deal. The Spanish youth international changed his agents not so long ago, joining forces with Jorge Mendes, and the Blaugrana have a very good working relationship with the Portuguese super agent. Talks have taken place with Mendes regarding the new renewal of Yamal, as well as Alejandro Balde, and an agreement is understood to be not very far away. The 15-year-old attacking prodigy is expected to be part of the pre-season camp, which starts next week, and will also likely be on the flight for the tour of the USA later this month. And a good impression during the coming weeks could earn the prodigious talents a spot in Xavi's plans for the upcoming campaign. For now, the aim will be to tie Yamal down to a new contract at the earliest possible and ensure that he stays put at the club for a long time and goes on to fulfill his vast potential. Of course, Yamal has been a player that have shown a lot of prospects. And of course, Xavi gave him his debut towards the end of last season against Real Betis. And of course, he's a player with a lot of prospect. He's one of the brightest players now to have come from Barca's youth academy, La Masia. And when reports came out during last season that the player is already featuring with the other players in the senior setup in training sessions, it therefore means that Xavi had seen something in Yamal that he likes a lot. Of course, he's very versatile. He plays many positions in the forward role, and of course, he has talent. So this report is saying that the player will be integrated to the first team after signing his new contract. Of course, Barca plan to give him a new contract, and of course, he will likely be playing now for the first team after he signed his first professional contract. He's only 15 years old and will turn 16 by the end of this month or towards the end of this month. Of course, he was one of the youngest players to have ever played for Barcelona when he made an appearance against Real Betis towards the end of last season. So it's great to see him reaching the levels that he have reached, and I think if Xavi continues to put trust in Yamal, I think it's going to be something great because as a manager, bringing players from the academy and showing them trust, I think is the best way to even create legends. When we look at players like Xavi himself, Iniesta, Messi, Puyol, most of those players who turns out to be the legends in football, were all from La Masia in Barcelona. We're all from La Masia. Barca never bought them with some huge amounts of millions of pounds of and stuff like that. And that is why it is very, very important that this club continues to show that trust, continues to show faith in homegrown talents. It's very, very important. And I think Xavi needs to do that. It's very important, especially now that Barca are going through a lot financially. It's very, very difficult for Barca to even sign players worth 15 million. And therefore, they have to start making use of what they got, their academy products, because you might never know who comes from that and becomes the next Messi. That is how Messi started, and that is how it is. You can never know. So I think if LaMINE Yamal could be integrated to the first team, as Barca are planning to do just that after he signed his first professional contract, then it will be something I think very great, and shows that Barca under Laporta are trying to go back to the basics of entrusting the youth, entrusting the homegrown talents to take over responsibilities in the first team, giving them the trust. Is very important for them to always have that mentality of I can play for the first team, I can do things, I can make it happen for the team, make their dreams come true. And I think that for Yamal's case, it will be something great to see him becoming a first team player. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, Vitor Roque's move to Barcelona finally appears to be a done deal. The Brazilian youngster always prioritized a move to Spotify Camp Nou despite the countless suitors at his doorstep, and his dream is finally a reality. Barca have reportedly reached full agreement to sign him until 2029, with his current employers Atlético Paranense receiving a fee of 35 million plus 10 in variables. According to reports from Fabrizio Romano, Barca's competitors did not give up until the very end in trying to lure Roque away. In fact, a top English side tried to hijack the deal even at the last moment. However, the Barcelona's grade to sign for Barca helped them to get over the line. Atlético Paranaense therefore will retain the striker services until the end of the Brazilian league season, which ends in December. Roque will subsequently join Xavi Hernandez's setup in January when the winter transfer market opens, thus giving him the chance to continue his development in Brazil for 5 months. The 18-year-old has been fundamental to Wesley Carvalho's side this season, scoring a stunning 7 goals and providing 2 assists in just 13 Brazilian Serie A appearances. He is, in fact, the second highest goal scorer in league, ahead of the likes of Luis Suarez and Hall. With Robert Lewandowski still on point for Barca, Roque would play second fiddle for most of next season. Had he arrived this month, needless to say, postponing his arrival by 6 months is the best solution for all parties involved. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.